Hello and welcome to the Cinematic Attic YouTube channel. I'm Mike. How you doing? This is the channel where we celebrate all films and all formats of physical media. So if that's cool with you, welcome. So this video is a little later than I wanted it to be. I wanted to do it a little bit earlier in the month because as the month progresses and after Christmas, we're going to have a pretty big haul of movies. And we get to do the year-end 10 favorite watches next time. So always enjoy doing that. But this time, smaller haul. That's okay. So let's take a look at what I picked up. First of all, from Vinegar Syndrome and partner labels, actually this time around again, just the partner labels from the month prior to Black Friday, I grabbed two titles. One from Canadian and International Pictures, and that is The Christmas Martian. Could not pass this up. It is related to the film series that gave us the Peanut Butter Solution, which is an amazingly crazy film if you've never seen that. So I had seen this advertised or a trailer or something in relation to that film, so I had to grab this. I'm looking forward to watching this this month for the holidays. Also, from Saturn's Core, my favorite Vinegar Syndrome partner label, I picked up their latest The Killing of Bobby Green. I got this also because it comes with a bonus movie called Crooks and a bunch of short films, so you get a lot of stuff for your money. And again, this time around, I didn't get slips for either one, just to save a few dollars. From Warner Archive, I got this. It's not a new release, but I got it because I realized my DVD was full screen. So I got Death Trap to replace this DVD. For Black Friday, Target was doing a buy two get one free on Blu-rays and DVDs, and I had great success with that sale last year. This year, however, with Target and other stores really sadly diminishing their physical media, the sale was really a non-event. I mean, unless it was a new or really popular title, they didn't have it. It was out of stock. It was gone. They weren't. I'm assuming they weren't gonna restock these things. So whereas before you could get a lot of boutique label stuff, Vinegar Syndrome, Severin, Arrow, all that, no. I sat there for an hour just to find 3 items. So what I did end up getting, just because I wanted this in the collection, I haven't seen it yet. I'm sorry, I know I haven't seen it yet, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, grabbed that on Blu-ray. I did find one single Vinegar Syndrome title that they still had in stock that I did not have, and that is the Buried Alive 1989 film. So I grabbed that. And I did find one Scream Factory title that I didn't have, that they had still available. And I would have sworn this came out from Severin. I would have, I was so convinced this was a Severin title, I would have bet my life on it. So, I would not be alive right now if I'd done that. Endangered Species. Yeah. So I grabbed that title as well, and that was it for Target Black Friday. But I did get from Target my pre-order of the WandaVision 4K Steelbook. Not that I care necessarily that it's a Steelbook, but this was the edition that they were giving us, and I got it. And I really, really hope they continue putting out MCU TV shows on physical release. I believe this is a sort of new title, at least on Blu-ray. From Criterion, I got The Last Picture Show, and I wanted to get this for 2 reasons. One, to upgrade this VHS, this cut box VHS that I've had. and to get the sequel that they include, Texasville, which I've never seen. So pick that up. From Kino, I got the Emerald Forest to upgrade this VHS. And I did participate in the Vinegar Syndrome Black Friday sale. And I didn't get a whole lot of things, but I did have a short list in my mind of what I did want to pick up for 50% off, in addition to the new stuff that I picked up. One of the items they no longer had available in the packaging that I wanted, so I did have to resort to eBay for this, and that is the Villages of the Damned 3 Spanish horror films set. Get the movie in a slipcover, a book, and of course this hardback case. What they had left on Black Friday was just the Blu-ray in a case. So I did look forward to buying it looking like this, so I had to go elsewhere. But pick this up. From Imprint, I got the new Essential Film Noir Collection 5 with 4 more films. This is what you get. Island of Doomed Men, The Red Menace, The Burglar, and 13 West Street. So, another collection of film noir, and I believe I got this from Grindhouse Video. I tend to get these imprint sets from that website, so happy to give them a little plug. I got this even though I wasn't planning on it. This I believe came out before in a more special edition than this. This I think is like the cheaper later release. The Arrow video box of these 5 films. I wasn't going to get it initially because I already have Cellar Dweller on Blu-ray. I already have Dungeon Master on a perfectly good DVD. The problem, though, I was upgrading some full screen DVDs and I found that my copy of Arena was full screen, and the only way that I could see to get it in proper aspect ratio was this box set. I looked a little closer and I saw that Robot Jocks and Dolls actually needed to upgrade VHS. So I said, yeah, I'll get it. I said it just like that too. Yeah, I'll get it. So, Arrow video box. Again, upgrading some full screen DVDs. I got these 2 older, I believe they're older Code Red releases. One doesn't even say Code Red on it, even though I know it is, and the other does. Force 4 and The Guy from Harlem. I believe I got this because my copy of Force 4 was full screen, so this is not. And then I also got this double feature. I didn't need this film, The Possessed, also known as Help Me I'm Possessed, which I have from an AGFA Blu-ray, but Demon Witch Child, I needed to upgrade a full screen DVD with this, so I did. Also from Code Red on Blu-ray, upgrading a full screen DVD with Baby Needs a New Pair of Shoes. The full screen DVD I have is under a different title, but grab that. Some more full screen DVD upgrades. I found this Blu-ray from Film Detective, Voodoo Black Exorcist, which here is in full widescreen, which is what I was looking for. This one is burn on demand. Film Detective Blu-ray. And then I believe Film Detective somehow or in some way morphed into Film Masters, and I got their latest, or at least one of their latest, Beast from Haunted Cave, because this upgrades a full screen DVD. Also comes with Ski Troop Attack, which I had on DVD, but this copy looks a little better. So that's a +2, but got this. And to upgrade a full screen DVD, I grabbed this Scream Factory release of The Naked Cage. Also from Scream Factory, they have their 6-volume Universal Horror Collection Blu-rays, and they were all in my shopping cart, saved for later. This one, however, dropped to a nice price, and it's the one that I wanted to buy first. This is Volume 5, because all 4 of these, which are about the jungle woman, wild woman, ape woman, at least in 2 of the films played by Aquanetta series. And by buying this, I actually, in one shot, upgrade all 4 of the VHS. So that's why I wanted to get this one first, and I will get the others eventually. I got one of my Terror Vision orders. This one I was happy that they put out because it does upgrade a full screen DVD as well, and that is Escape from Hellhole. And when I placed that order, I also threw in this previous release, Srigala, an Indonesian film inspired by Friday the 13th. Could not pass that up. Friday the 13th is my favorite slasher series, so curiosity got the better of me. Picked that up. And finally, in terms of things I'm showcasing up front here, last video in my Pantheon segment of my favorite films, I talked about my favorite zombie films, and one of them, of course, was Night of the Living Dead, and I showed my Criterion edition. What I forgot to show or even think about was the other editions that I had, and when I went to look for them afterwards, I saw that I needed to upgrade them. They were both VHS. So I did upgrade and get the DVD of the 30th anniversary edition, where John Russo added newly shot scenes, and that upgrades this VHS. And I got this one, which includes a colorized version, which upgrades this VHS. Now, there's a funny story, a reason why I went after a colorized version, because I would normally never go after a colorized version of anything. But back when I was young and first renting films, I rented Night of the Living Dead, and the VHS copy that I rented was colorized, and at that age I didn't know anything about the fact that Night of the Living Dead was supposed to be black and white, originally black and white. So I watched that video happily, and then sometime later realized the film was actually black and white. And there was a part of me that was actually a little disappointed, only because when I first watched the movie, the garishness of the coloring, especially on the ghouls, really made them stand out. And so just in honor of that memory of my first viewing of Night of the Living Dead, I own a colorized version. But in getting this edition, it also includes the black and white version. So in my head, I can still justify that I'm supporting the black and white version because it's on here too. But whatever. So, yeah. So, here's everything else I picked up from eBay. Some Goodwill pickups, including Criterion Edition. From a Goodwill, got some DVDs. And after the Goodwill, I went to an antique mall and got some more DVDs. So these VHS will go away. Got these B-Westerns from eBay and Amazon. This one you can see Boris Karloff in cowboy gear from the Utah Kid. From eBay and a few from Goodwill. From eBay. From the eBays. From Wonderbook and Video, got a few items with some store credit, including a Warner Archive edition here. And these will upgrade these 3 VHS. So I've decided to let these VHS go. I have them on DVD or Blu-ray, and I've been hanging on to these because they look pretty, but I don't need them, so these VHS will be going away. Got this VHS from eBay. That's right, I got a VHS. I love Rescue 911, as I love Unsolved Mysteries, and I saw that this tape existed, and it was pretty cheap, and it's not on DVD, and never will be. I can pretty much guarantee that. So I went ahead and grabbed this VHS. From a Goodwill, got some DVDs. This one upgrading a VHS. Got another Fox Studio Classics edition, this one number 17. From Amazon. Great cover on this old B-Western DVD from Alpha. Went to my local Goodwill that I visit pretty much every week, where I got a few more DVDs. These two upgrading these VHS. Got this Bill Elliott double feature from Amazon, VCI disc. Then from eBay, I actually got a VHS of this Kino collection of Lumiere Brothers first films, 85 short films. Only available on Laserdisc other than this VHS, so I actually got a VHS. But then I got some other things on eBay to upgrade VHS, including Soylent Green, upgrading that. Fortress, upgrading that. Uncommon Valor, same. Roots, to free up quite a bit of shelf space. Same with this New York documentary, which upgrades that VHS set. Got some items from eBay, starting with another Fox Studio Classics, My Darling Clementine, number 14, which I got to also upgrade this VHS. I got this set, which is 4 discs, because I have this on VHS. Now, the VHS copy I have, I'm keeping because it is, I believe, longer, and it does have some stuff, some extra footage that was cut out for the later DVD releases. But I did want to have a DVD copy of what was available. Got this DVD of the West to upgrade this massive set and free up some shelf space. I got this old DVD of The Exorcist because I realized the only edition I have of The Exorcist is the version you've never seen before, as they called it. So I wanted a copy of the original theatrical cut. Then, as part of a group of purchases, I got these 2 newer releases on Blu-ray, Supercell and Expendables 4. VHS for deletion. So for this episode's Pantheon segment of my favorite films of all time, I went through the list looking for holiday films, Christmas films, films that suit a December video. And I did find 3, and as a matter of fact, all 3 of them have the word Christmas in the title. So, of course, there are seemingly 1,000 different versions of A Christmas Carol, but my favorite version is actually one of my favorite films, and that is the 1984 television version of A Christmas Carol, starring George C. Scott, directed by Clive Donner. This film I watched every year on television when I was young, and this is the version of A Christmas Carol then that I think of when I think of the story A Christmas Carol. This is who I picture as Scrooge. All of the scenery and the events of the story, if I just generally are picturing them in my head, I picture them from this movie. I also remember when I was young watching this, certain parts of it were scary, which was awesome. But, you know, you have that in a lot of different versions of A Christmas Carol, because there are scenes that are supposed to be a little scary, and that's cool. Anyway, this being my favorite version, of course, I own it on this DVD, and yeah, so if you've never seen this version, George C. Scott, you can't miss with him, so check it out. Next, another childhood favorite. This is another one that I watched every year. Yogi's First Christmas, here on a Warner Archive edition. When I was young, this used to be on TV every year, but it used to be broken up, serialized into 4 or 5 parts, to 4 or 5 days in the afternoon. So, like, around the time you might come home from school. So you'd come home from school, turn the TV on, and you'd see a new chapter of this film. This is a 99-minute film. So they chopped it up into 4 or 5 parts. I guess strategically used commercials. I don't know. But yeah, so for a long time, that's how I knew this movie to exist. Later on in life, when I said, hey, you know, I think I'd like to own that thing I used to watch, and I first got it on VHS, and then eventually this DVD. It's kind of weird to watch it as one whole thing. But anyway, this... of course, also includes a lot of the other Hanna-Barbera characters. So it's kind of like Hanna-Barbera Avengers at Christmas time. You have all of the, well, at least a bunch of the other characters like Augie Doggy and Huckleberry Hound and Doggy Daddy and all the rest. So it's a very nice little film, and something that this right here is pure memories, pure Christmas memories. So that's why it's one of my favorites. And yeah, gotta be me. The third one, Black Christmas, 1974, the original, um, with Margot Kidder and Olivia Hussey. The It's a slasher film, proto slasher film, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. It's just good. And this is my DVD copy, of course, from a strange company, Critical Mass, Somerville House. I don't know. Yeah, just a great film by Bob Clark. Yes, that Bob Clark. So you can switch the dial from A Christmas Story to Black Christmas, depending on what mood you're in. But yeah, great film. A lot of great character actors. Freaky psycho on the phone voice. If you've never seen this, definitely check it out, especially if you're looking for some Christmas horror and you're not one of these people that has to see something new. Anyway, Black Christmas, 1974. Great stuff. And finally, today for our bookshelf segment, this is going to be more of a book haul, a movie book haul, instead of just spotlighting a couple books. I recently went to an antique mall, and one of the booths had a large selection of film books, but a large selection of film books on stuff that I was interested in. So I actually had to pick and choose. So I got 5 books. 4 of them are on old westerns. This first one is not, even though on the cover he's dressed in western gear. I got the films of Gary Cooper, simply because it was only $8, and I love these books that go film by film and tell you about each film that an actor is in. I have several other books on other actors, from Charles Bronson to Betty Davis. So grabbed this book. Then, as far as the Western volumes, this one was really interesting because at the time I hadn't even heard of this actor. I have now, of course, looked into um, him and what he's all about. But this book spotlights and obscure pretty much all silent Western star Art Accord. So Art Accord and the Movies by Grange, great Western name, B. McKinney. This is basically a little biography and then a filmography. And of course, being silent films mostly, some of them are lost. But also there's some nice pictures, some movie posters, things like that. All spotlighting this actor who I don't know anyone else who's heard of. But that's cool. And it's a nice cover. And it was only $10. So yeah. Gary Cooper, by the way, written by Homer Dickens. I do like to remember to mention the authors. Speaking of, these authors, Bob Carmen and Dan Scaparrotti, have done a whole series of books where they chronicle the films of a Western star. I haven't really bought any of them yet because they're basically just a synopsis and cast and crew without any commentary. But they had this one there, and I said, sure, why not? The Western films of Sunset Carson. I mean, you do get the synopsis, you get pictures, get the cast and crew, and I always enjoy that stuff anyway, so I'm not sure why I've hesitated on the other books other than budget. But yeah, so Sunset Carson, go film by film with that book. A little book by Bobby Copeland, Charlie King. We called him Blackie. Now, Charlie King, if you don't know, is a very prolific B-Western actor who played the villain a lot. Just this year alone, with the B movies I've watched, I know I've seen him in at least, I don't know, roughly 15 films, mostly as the villain. So this book tells you all about him, has all sorts of interesting information, and of course, they do a filmography. So, great little resource. And finally, this is the book that ultimately I was most happy about, by John A. Rutherford and Richard B. Smith III. More Cowboy Shooting Stars, and it's called More because it updates a previous edition, which I don't feel I need to get because I believe everything that's in there is in this, and this is just more. What this basically is, they take every Western star, including all the B Western stars, and you get a checklist of all their films. So you could, in essence, go through this book with every Western star, work your way through their filmography, and put a little check mark. This is a dream book for me. So I totally, totally love this. So this will be by my side as I dig deeper into B Westerns. One of my new cinematic loves. So, more Cowboy Shooting Stars. And with that, everyone, that'll do it for this video. I hope everyone has a great Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, and I will see you next time. And until next time, enjoy your movies.